Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy, this time with a Starcraft 2 cast. As you can see, we have a very interesting international engagement in between the two pro players. Let me just start by introducing the players to you guys. As we have spawning here in the lower right in the blue, it is Scarlett from Canada, and her opponent spawning here in the lower left in the red, it is Cure from South Korea. Both of them are spawning here on Blackburn. I believe it is a 2 spawning location map. So yeah, quite an interesting game we have here in between the two pros. A nice Terran versus Zerg, as Scarlett is already sending out here her overlords towards the base from Cure. Very soon we are going to be seeing, of course, their build order. Let's just see exactly what Scarlett is going for. Cure seems to be already building here his supply depot, but not blocking the entrance. The entrance there, interesting enough, just going here for his barracks. So quite an interesting build order by him. His gas is also being produced, so he might go for some Reapers, and let's see what the next steps are going to be. We see actually Scarlett going for a first fast expansion build order, so no spawning pool yet for her, actually no first spawning pool and gas for her. Only now she's continuing with the spawning pool for the Zerglings and the gas. And let's just see if around the 2-minute and 30-second mark she would be going for her second expansion. So as you can see, it's a very long replay cast. I believe it's around 3 games in between them. Let's just see who's going to be the victor here of this best of 3, as the first Reaper is getting produced and Cure is also taking his expansion right here and actually sending out an SCV first. I believe he just wants to see the build order from Scarlett. He just wants to see if there is a hatchery first for Scarlett or if it's going to be a rush with some Zerglings. So this is why this SCV is just moving here forward towards the base from Scarlett. Yeah, we can see, of course, the production tab here in the upper left part. Some Zerglings are getting produced, the Queen there as well, and we actually see a factory being produced here by Cure. So he might try to go for some mech build order with some tanks, with some vultures, just like in Starcraft 1. Let's see if this is indeed going to be his strategy right here, as we see the first Reaper trying to do some damage here, but we do know that as soon as the Queen is going to pop out, this first harassment is going to of course be stopped and brought back. We also see indeed the second expansion here by Scarlett, so the quite normal build order here by her, everything going through her plan, and we see actually Cure now finishing his expansion. So no major attack happening here, no rush is happening here. The pretty standard Terran versus Zerg matchup we have here in between the two pros. But let's just see when or if it's going to be a timing push around the 10-minute mark by who. And let's just see, the Reaper is about to get cleared here. Of course, he's going to try to be as annoying as possible. And let's have a look how things will unfold. The Reaper was very important here for Cure, as is going to be needed just to see exactly what the next build orders are going to be here for Scarlett. When the tier 2 is going to happen, is going to be a transition towards perhaps some Mutalisk, some Lurkers. Now let's have a look at the base from Cure. He's actually going for another expansion, so he saw, of course, the 3 bases from Scarlett. Also went into a barracks, factory and starport, and now decides to take his expansion as well. So both players pretty much preparing their macro-oriented game. Cure is of course going to try to inflict some damage towards the economy from Scarlett as he's moving around the map, and I believe his target is going to be right here with those Hellions. So Scarlett needs to hurry up with some Queens here. The damage could be quite deadly as in comes Cure, but the micro is of course very well executed here by Scarlett, and her Queens are also nicely spread out. So she's looking very well defended here, as she just keeps on spreading more and more creep, and Cure nicely denying the vision here from Scarlett as he's sending out a Viking to kill this one Overlord. Once again, let's have a look at his base. Still 1-1-1, so still 1 barrack, 1 factory and 1 starport for him. He might transition into some medivacs very soon with some drops. Right now he's just trying to inflict some damage towards the economy from Scarlett, but she's nicely holding, of course, with the Queens spread it out around the map, and she's still going for Zerglings. So it could be a Zerglings Banelings. Yes, indeed, there we have the Banelings nest. So it might be a mass Zerglings plus with Banelings attempt here by Scarlett. No roaches, no high risk yet for her. There's the base from Cure, as we have just passed the 5-minute mark around here. So still an interesting game, but this could be actually a major attack happening very soon. It's 8 Helens, actually 9 Helens here, heading straight towards this base right here. There should have actually a spore by Scarlett, so this could be a major attack. The Overlord, however, sees this, so Scarlett has some time to prepare. In come the Queens, but I think Cure is going to pretty much commit here. Or it's actually deciding to retreat. Still 2 drones have been sniped. And this could also inflict some massive damage in case Cure decides to do some drops, perhaps 4 Hellions here, 4 Hellions into this location. Notice that there are not that many defenses here for Scarlett, just 1 spore into this location. So this could be quite deadly if Cure is indeed deciding to go for Medivacs. Still Zerglings with Banelings, and 4 drones have been sniped now. So Scarlett suffering some damage towards their workers, with 53 to 54, so pretty balanced engagement. However, the Terran, of course, with a slight advantage in case the worker amount is pretty much the same. But we can see actually how Scarlett can nicely bounce back with 66 workers all of a sudden. So all of those injected larvae producing massive amounts of units, and at the same time she's also taking her gold base. So Cure really has to react. He really has to inflict some damage towards the economy from Scarlett, or Scarlett is pretty much going to overwhelm him here. Yeah, let's see if he's going to be successful. Perhaps he's going to just park those Hellions here and inflict damage towards the economy. Let's check his main once again. There we have the Medivac with some bio, with some Marines actually, and it's actually mass barracks that are being produced here. 5 barracks with just a couple of factories there, and we do see indeed a drop towards the main. So let's see if those Marines, I believe Stim has been done, are going to be able to inflict some damage, and where exactly they're getting dropped. Interesting, into this location. So Scarlett actually prepared for that, brings her Zerglings and her Banelings. So I believe Q is just going to test the water. I don't think he has, oh he actually does, has Stim being finished, so he's just trying to inflict perhaps multiple damage. At the same time we see the Hellions move out, so it's just a distraction move by Cure, and Scarlett even taking this expansion right here. So a massive amount of a macro game here by Scarlett, also nicely interconnecting her bases with the creep. Still a drone has been sniped, so Cure tries of course his best against Scarlett, and let's just see what's going to happen. The shields have also been upgraded here for the Marines, but still no major damage by those Hellions towards the economy from Scarlett. And at the same time Cure also going for another expansion, checking his main once again. Still 2 factories, some barracks, and 1 starport only for him, as he's going also for another expansion there. But hold on, we actually did see some sniping going on, so Cure smartly attacking here the base, the gold base from Scarlett. And at the same time we actually see a major move out here by Scarlett with some Mutilisk. This could be right deadly. She could snipe the Medivacs here. She's going for the factory, interesting enough, taking some damage. She's going to perhaps snipe a Hellion or 2, but she's now going for the economy from Cure, so quite a smart move by her. Now pretty much causing panic towards Cure, just sniping worker after worker. So pretty good engagement by her, and a nice transition towards Mutilisk actually. So very mobile unit, quite a fragile and squishy unit, but in the end a very fast unit. And yeah, this will of course force Cure to leave some units behind. 6 SCVs have been sniped, some upgrades will finish here for Scarlett, and this will of course leave her economy alone. She can now mass mine here the golds, and at the same time the Mutilisk are in the air, just pretty much patrolling the map, giving her more map awareness, more map vision. And yeah, Cure now pretty much trying to secure his expansion right here, as he went for some Hellions, and the Marines on the ground will of course be able to end this attack off. But she can of course just pretty much fly over everything and just cause some attacks here. But Cure nicely reacting with some missile turrets, and I believe yes, he has added even a missile turret here, so this could be repaired of course. And yeah, there's massive amounts of missile turrets all over the place as he's now going into mass barracks. At the same time we see a major move out here by Scarlett, with some Zerglings, with some Banelings. She's pretty much maxed out, so we will see the major engagement here in the middle of the map. But the high ground is pretty much in control for Q. We even have a Tor here for him. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. She tries a nice pincer maneuver, but there's so many mines on the ground, so many Banelings already in. Q tries to out-micro them. The Tor still stands his position. In the end, it's getting sniped. So Scarlett with a nice attack here, suffering some losses, but in the end was able to also deal some damage towards the unit count from Q. Q is able to slowly come back. He has so many barracks onto his home base. And let's just see what's going to happen as Scarlett is more and more aggressive here into the map. She has more and more creeps spread out, and very soon it looks like she's going to launch a pretty much attack towards the base right here. There is one mine. Yeah, it looks like he's indeed coming forward. He brings his steamed marines forward. Some marauders have been added here as well. And let's just see what's going to happen here as Q tries to find, of course, a better position for his units, perhaps the high ground, in order to give a surrounding maneuver against Zerglings and Banelings. So still mass Zerglings and Banelings with a couple of Mutalisks here for Scarlett, as she's very likely going to try to bust her way here forward with some Banelings just to clear the way. And now the main force might attack very soon. The Banelings might get some connection towards the economy. The turret has been sniped, so Scarlett clearing the way for her Mutalisk as well, as we see some Banelings rolling here forward. The mines are also getting a great connection towards the units here. And yeah, Scarlett just tries to lure the economy, lure the army from Cure out, and her plan is, of course, to attack with these units towards the base from Cure. But at the same time, Cure looks like he's pretty much going to push here forward towards the pretty much exposed base from Scarlett. So the gold is pretty much exposed. Some workers will fall. One queen has fallen here as well. Scarlett tries to come in from all directions. A great surrounding maneuver by her. Some Banelings are getting some great connections. The Zerglings also nicely pulling forward, and Q in a very bad position. He had, of course, to stay his ground, but in the end he got surrounded and pretty much killed there. Some workers will fall, but in the end Scarlett being able to clear this out. So nice surround maneuver by her, as she was able to fend off the first major attack by Q. And yeah, things have settled down. Q will, of course, try to bounce back. He needs to now secure his gold base, so he's going for some turrets. And yeah, more and more production here out of the base from Cure as he's going forward. Tor, and also massive amounts of those those barracks are still producing units here. And at the same time, Scarlett takes her 12 o'clock position, so more and more bases in favor for Scarlett. Still Banelings with Zerglings for her, so Cure might try to transition into some tanks very soon, or more Widow Mines would be the perfect answer towards that. But he has to hurry up, of course, as so many units are rolling here forward. Banelings are trying to get some connections, as 4 SCVs have been killed. But yeah, more and more map control for Scarlett versus her opponent. And yeah, let's just see for how long Q can hold on. I believe he's going to try to transition into some tanks very soon. Tanks will, of course, be great against so many Zerglings. We even have a planetary fortress here with damage against the incoming Zerglings. And yeah, once again, Scarlett might try to attack on 2 different fronts. Q really wants to clear this force right here. Just a couple of Zerglings with Banelings. As Scarlett brings his forces forward. And yeah, there is the planetary, but still dealing good damage. However, not that many defenses here, just only a couple of Widow Mines. We actually see a transition into some Ultralisk here for Scarlett. So yeah, in comes the attack. At the same time, we have an attack by Cure on the upper ground, on the 12 o'clock position, being able to clear this. But both players are dealing good amount of damage. You see the Ultralisk, the big Ultralisk from the previous patch here by Scarlett. Very strong, a very tanky unit to have indeed, with splash damage. And yeah, another attack happening here with the Ultralisk in the front. The Zerglings have been killed, and now the Ultralisk pretty much have to run for their lives. But hold on, Scarlett is coming back, losing however those Ultralisks. So the Terran army just keeps on moving forward, gain more and more ground. Both players sniping their economies here. And let's see what's going to happen here, as more and more now creep is getting denied by Q. So Q with quite a strong force moving here forward. You can see also the upgrades were very, very high for him, as he's now moving forward towards the next base from Scarlett. There are some queens, there are some ultras, but not that many banings here, so Q is already spreading his units. It's a good position for him as this factory works against Scarlett, and he just keeps on attacking forward. The ultra is not really getting any connections, so she has to micro them back. So all of a sudden Q just pretty much pushing here forward, nicely using this position. Scarlett tries of course her best, but her units are getting pretty much splitted here, and this position right here worked against her. However, still she's getting some great connections, and Q all of a sudden losing more and more units, still working against him. There's not that many medivacs, and the ultras just keep on rolling forward. Yeah, he tries to nicely micro his units back and forward, and now I believe he's going to be safe on the high ground. At the same time, the Zerglings move forward to deny the expansion once again here by Q, and all of a sudden Q in a difficult position. Some banings could roll forward very soon, as just Scarlett keeps on rolling forward with her ultras in the front. Very, very tanky, very, very strong, and in the end even some damage has been taken here. 17 SCVs have been snapped with some Zerglings, so very smart move here by Scarlett. And let's have a look what the next steps are going to be. We will have some corruptors in the air, so Scarlett looking really, really strong. 84 workers, only 47 here for Q. And Q all of a sudden in some bad position as Scarlett takes more and more control, has much stronger units here. Some banings all moving forward. Let's see what's going to happen. Q not being able to bounce back with his units as Scarlett can, and yeah, in comes the attack once again. The mines get however some great connections, and nice kiting here by Q as he's moving back and forward his units. And let's see, finally the banings do roll here forward, mines getting some good connections, and Q being able to hold, but he's still taking more and more damage as the corruptors are vomiting here onto this base. And yeah, Q really does a great job here, nicely kiting his units back and forward. Still, however, in the end his base is getting sniped, and he has to rebuild that one, of course. So yeah, Scarlett now once again with her stronger economy should be able to bounce back faster and better than her opponent, and we might see indeed some Broodlords. So this could be the winning move here by Scarlett. Broodlords indeed, of course, to inflict damage towards the ground units from the Terran towards the bio. So the Broodlords of course will be the great answer against all of those units, and even banings on the ground. I believe she just needs some Zerglings as cannon fodder, and this might be her last attack against Q. Q is being able to reproduce his units, but of course the bio on the ground will stand no chance against the Broodlords in the air. It's just a couple of Marines, a couple of Marauders, and some mines on the ground. So very soon, I believe, yes indeed, Scarlett is sending out her Broodlords, 7 of them in the front. So the first Marines are already taking some damage, the Zerglings are in the front, but now the Broodlords will attack and snipe one Marauder after the other. Even the mines are getting some connections towards the Broodlords, so yeah, slowly but steadily she is moving forward. You knows of course he has to uplift the Broodlords, so very, very strong late game unit, especially against the ground unit. So yeah, she's just pretty much pushing now forward. At the same time she's transitioning some units, so the Broodlords are a little bit exposed, but yeah, some Queens are now moving forward to give cover, and sadly a bad rally here for Q as his units pretty much walking forward towards the Broodlords. At the same time a counter attack here by Q, but the banings will be able to fend this off. But the main attack is of course happening here very soon towards the production buildings here by Q. Q tries of course to lure Scarlett back with his units, but I believe it's looking like Scarlett is pretty much going to commit here forward with her Broodlings as she's more and more moving forward towards the main base from Q. And all of a sudden we have transitioned into a base trade scenario as Q with his bio moves here forward versus Scarlett. And Scarlett, I believe she's just going to leave her Broodlords here being protected by the corruptors in the air, and Q of course he will gain some sniping here. He will kill some bases from Scarlett, but in the end I believe Scarlett is going to be able to snap this with so many of her banings. So things look very, very good for her. She's sniping building after building. More production buildings are getting killed here. Q in a very bad position actually, as he might get surrounded very soon. He's going to try to go for the high ground. He's going to be able to snipe unit after unit, but in the end more and more of the units from Scarlett are pulling here forward and getting some great connections. And yeah, let's just have a look at the base from here. As the factories have been sniped, we do see some Vikings in the air, but there are corruptors. Just 4 Vikings, and even the queens are here to give cover towards the Broodwars in the air. So a very nice move by Scarlett, as she's being able to hold her ground here with the Broodwars, with the queens, with the corruptors. And yeah, building after building is getting snapped here from the Terrans. Just 3 Vikings in the air. Even a nice micro here by Scarlett, as she's moving the Broodlord back. So very strong move by her. And I believe with that she is able to take this game, as the main production buildings here have been snapped from the Terran. She should be able to take this game very soon. And the ruling is on the ground, are doing a great job here. Just a couple of Marines here holding their ground, and very soon the buildings will move forward. At the same time, we see some painting, some ultra risk attacking here, and the main force from Scarlett is now finally moving forward to finish the job. So very nice game by her. I believe this we will be seeing GG very soon by Q. And yeah, yes indeed, there it is. So Scarlett with a nice victory. A great transition by her into the Broodlings, into the Broodlords, sorry. So the winning move, of course, into the late game versus the bio from Terran Broodlords. Yeah, and she only stayed for Zerlings with Banelings in the end, transitioning towards the Ultra Risk. But the Broodlords, of course, were the winning move by her. So 1-0 for Scarlett. Let's just go straight into game number 2. And we're back with game number 2. Quite a very interesting game number 1 we had, with a final great decision by Scarlett, with those Broodlords giving her in the end the advantage and the game winning move. So a very good game by her. Cure also with a very nice game. Let's just see what's going to happen here in game number 2, as we have spawning in the low right in the blue. It's Scarlett and her opponent here in the upper left. In the red it is Cure, as the spawning on Curious Minds, I believe a 2 spawning location map. Yeah, let's just see if there's going to be any difference into the build order. But by the looks of it, Scarlett once again seems to be going for her same build order, just like in game number 1, the fast expansion build order. And Cure also opening up pretty much the same, with a supply depot and a barracks here. So yeah, let's see if Cure is indeed going to be going for a different strategy. He tried, of course, mass bio into the late game, but yeah, Scarlett pretty much punishing that with Zerglings, with Banelings, and of course the Ultra Risk in the late game, and the Broodlords brought her the victory. Same build order for him. I believe one Reaper is going to be produced very soon by Cure. And let's have a look into the main from Scarlett. Nothing has changed here either. Also a spawning pool, gas into spawning pool after the fast expansion. So they're pretty much same build order. Like I told you, Cure has to come up with a different idea. Perhaps game number 1, his Hellion, sadly for him, didn't really make any difference. Wasn't really able to punish the mineral line from Scarlett. Perhaps this time he's going straight into mass bio with Medivacs, and he's going to try to harass the mineral line from Scarlett more, as he's also opting here to go for his expansion. And let's just see if he's going to be able to snap this overload. But Scarlett already looking for a good position for this overload right here, and she sees now the fast expansion by Cure as well. So Cure just missing a little bit of vision here to snap the overload on a very nice location here. And we are approaching, hold on, he does his vision, so sadly for Scarlett, she's going to lose her overload. So we are approaching the 2 minute and 30-second mark. Let's see if indeed Scarlett is going to be able to take her second expansion, or what exactly her build order is going to be. She's sending out a drone, and indeed it's going to be another expansion for her. So very nice macro oriented game once again by Scarlett. SQ is also preparing his game with the expansion. Double gas for him, barracks into factory, and of course he's going to be adding another starport for those Medivacs to give cover towards the bio on the ground. Still Hellions for him, but let's see if he's going to try something different with the starport, with the Medivacs, into dropping into the newly established bases here from Scarlett. So I don't see the Reaper yet. It's just 2 Marines this time for Cure. Interesting enough, and he's actually already moving out with the Marines. First he's going to try to inflict a little bit of damage with straight on, so much more aggressive gameplay here by Cure, not going for his Reaper first, straight into one Hellion with Marines. So the Hellion should be able to take care of the Zerglings, and the Marines should of course take care of the Queen. And actually one Overlord is once again getting snapped, so good early game here by Cure, snapping 2 Overlords, punishing here Scarlett a little bit, and 2 more Hellions are moving out. So much more aggressive gameplay by Cure. I believe he's going to use the Hellions once again to inflict damage towards the economy from Scarlett. So this is a very good spot right here. It's not so well defended by Scarlett. Let's see if his Cure is going to be indeed going to try that, but in the meantime 2 Zerglings do make it here forward. They will however be intercepted. We also have a little bit of a trapped SCV into this location, as the wall of will be pretty much completed very soon by Cure. And once again he's sending out his troops. He even has a Medivac now, so Medivac with 4 Hellions, this could be quite deadly. Actually Hellbats all of a sudden, so it's a great timing push by Cure around the 4-minute mark. It's a pretty much all in by him. 4 medics in the front, 4 Hellions as well, so even another Hellions here is getting pumped up, but Scarlett tries to get a better position for his units. However, the high ground is now in control from the Terran, and let's see if this is going to be able to inflict some damage. This is what I told you in game number 1. He's actually going to take those Hellions, put them into the Medivac, and now head straight towards the main from Scarlett. And actually he's going for Hellbats, so perhaps a little bit of a mistake by him. Hellions would have been much smarter, much faster, and he's attacking the spawning pool here, so a little bit of a miss micro sadly here for Cure. I believe he's going to be able to catch some drones right here and fry them. So 3 drones have been killed. Nice stuff in the end by him, but Hellions would have been, in my opinion, much faster of course unit to engage all of those drones there. Perhaps 2 Hellions and 2 Hellbats would have been a good idea by Cure, but he's almost losing his Medivac here as well. So a little bit of a failed attempt by him. Perhaps he's going to be able to take out the Queen. No, yeah, Scarlett is going to hold. She didn't lose so many workers. Already 52 workers for her. She's trying a counter attack with some Zerglings. The doors are pretty much shut here. So if Q would have gone for those Hellions instead of Hellbats, I believe the outcome would have been much different. Much more many drones could have been killed by him, and at the same time he mismicroed a little bit as he double attacked here into this location and this location right here. So the Hellbats pretty much lost a lot of time attacking this spawning pool, bringing it down to 800 HP. And yeah, things have settled down a little bit. I believe Scarlett is going to be able to take her other expansion very soon. The Terran pretty much turtling here forward. I believe he's going to try to launch more attacks with more Medivacs, and let's see, a transition into more barracks. We might see him go once again for some Marines. We actually do see benches now for him, but I did see a Spore. Still 2 drones have been snapped, and a good map control here by Q with those benches in the air, as he's able to snap some eggs on the ground. At the same time he has great vision. He might be even able to snap some Zerglings into this location. And yeah, slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 10-minute mark. Let's see what's going to happen here. Still the same unit composition by Q, Marines with Hellbats versus the creep spread here by Scarlett, nicely being done. And let's see, his team is being done. He's snapping some eggs on the ground. Is he going to commit once again? There's so many units for Scarlett here. And once again, a double Medivac for him. So this could be another double attack happening very soon for Q. He has the high ground. He's pretty much in control of this location. So he should be able to snap the expansion attempt by Scarlett right here. There are however some roaches. At the same time we do see some Zerglings all of a sudden being able to walk here forward. So a great attack here by Scarlett once again. Q caught pretty much off guard. 10 SCVs have been snapped. More damage is being taken. He has to come back with his units. So yeah, nice move by Scarlett, catching Q pretty much off guard. I believe one of his supply depots has been dropped, and this allowing of course Scarlett to come forward and snap 12 workers. And now the roaches pretty much are walking here forward against Q, so Q will very likely be forced once again to come back to defend. But hold on, we actually see Q now moving forward, but it's such a bad position by him. He did lose a tank, a very important unit, now finally being able to out micro them with the Medivacs. But yeah, he has to stay back home as Scarlett is moving forward with her queens, and the queens are getting healed here as the march continues forward. But it's very likely going to be intercepted very soon by some siege tanks on the ground. So yeah, it looks like Scarlett pretty much committing everything she has. The queens are on the ground, they're very slow, but they can heal up. So we do even see some Ravagers moving here forward. The high ground is already in control for the Terran. Let's see what's going to happen here. Is she indeed going to commit? There's so many tanks. But there should be so many tanks. 2 tanks actually on the high ground. Great virus here by Scarlett. But she's taking more and more splash damage, and the Marines should be able to hold. The tanks are dealing more and more splash damage. One is being taken out, and somehow Q is being able to hold here. There's still 1 tank is being left alive in the back. And yeah, the Marines now just killing more and more of the important units, more and more of the queens. Still a good attempt by Scarlett, but this ledge right here was so small, and the high ground was pretty much in control for the Terran. And I believe with that Q will hold, but at what cost? He did lose quite some units. At the same time, the worker count pretty much double here for Scarlett. And then now the queens take some damage out of the banshees in here, and with that I believe Q should be, of course, be able to hold this. Let's see if the virus will land. No, actually Scarlett is being forced back, and Q also important for him. He did hold the expansion right here. At the same time, Scarlett expanding here, and this one expansion not being touched by Cure. So Cure once again a little bit behind as we have passed the 10-minute mark. Quite an interesting game number 2 we have here indeed in between them, and let's just see what the next steps are going to be, as once again Cure tries to move out with his Marines, sniping a unit and just moving back, just tries perhaps to create more groups of medivacs with Marines in order to do double attacks. Perhaps 1 attack into this location is not that well defended. There is a creep highway in between the expansions, but Cure could of course attack with 2 medivacs here and 2 medivacs here into this location. So let's see if this is indeed his plan, as he's now also leaving some units behind to control the expansion right here. Might even see an Night Swarm by Scarlett into this location. It could be a attack by her, and she very good unit indeed to harass the mineral line from Scarlett. Here we can see also the upgrades finishing here for both players, and it looks like Scarlett once again is moving forward. She really wants to snipe the second expansion by Q, and here we go, a good position by Q, but he's getting pretty much surrounded from all sides with virus. The tanks need to siege up as fast as possible. Some SCVs had to be pulled, 13 of them are falling, but still Q will be able to hold, and he will be able to push this attack back. Over 18 SCVs have been sniped, but army wise the army is still strong here for Q. He had to pull the SCVs, now finally coming back with some mules, but this will give him a good chance perhaps in order to kill at least this 1 expansion right here. He has to hurry up, he's teaming up of course, moving out. There's not that many units defending here for Scarlett, and the high ground is pretty much in control for the Terran. Also 2 tanks in the back for Q, and now he's just going to be able to snipe unit after unit, and more damage is being taken here by Scarlett. The tank still not in range. Some Marauders also joining the attack. Only 1 tank is shooting, the second one is also in the back, so Q should be able to inflict massive amounts of damage, and the reinforcements also nicely moving here forward for Q. The same can be said here for Scarlett, so it's still anyone's win for this fight, but Q has to slowly but steadily fend off this attack and retreat. Perhaps he could just take those medivacs and just fly straight here forward into this location, but in the end he has to come back to defend his expansion. So yeah, another good defense by Scarlett, but this time she also lost some very important units, very important roaches and ravagers. And let's see what's going to happen. Is Q once again going to try to attempt to attack the base from Scarlett, or he's actually going for a double attack? Medivacs into this location and medivacs here into this location, so he's pretty much going for this expansion right here and this one here as well. So Scarlett has to split up her troops, knows this, and a nice attempt by her indeed, as slowly but steadily we're closing towards the 20-minute mark. Q nicely picking up those units. He might go straight for the main from Scarlett. Let's see what's going to happen. Some spine crawlers are being produced, and this is indeed what Q is going. So he knows that Scarlett will take quite some time to come back into her home base, but there's already some Vipers in the air and some Hydralisks on the ground. We even have parasitic bombs onto those medivacs, and a nice deny here against this one upgrade from Cure, so pretty good stuff by him. And a nice microbe with those medivacs in the air, as he was able to snipe some important Hydralisk Den and the Vipers, casting more and more of those parasitic bombs. Even one medivac is getting sniped. And let's see what's going to happen. Q once again on the attack. There's many units defending here for Scarlett, and at the same time Q also expanding into this location, so very nice stuff by him, as he's now once again focusing his forces into the upper right part, so forcing Scarlett to come back, to stay back and to defend this location right here. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen. He's going to commit, but there's so many spine crawlers on the ground, so many spores as well here for Scarlett, so good defense. At the same time we see a small medivac moving here forward with some Marines, and this is what I told you, just a small group of Marines or even Hellions could have done so much economic damage. And a nice successful attack this time by Q, and he might even snipe more and more of the drones here with a Marauder, with a Marine. So good stuff here by Q. Scarlett reacting, she's moving forward with her units towards this location. And we do indeed have some Lurkers here by Scarlett. So Lurkers this time it's going to be to counter the bio from Q from his opponent. And let's see, lots and lots of flash damage indeed, but the high ground is pretty much on control for Scarlett. So many units have fallen here, but at the same time a great scan by Q, and so many Lurkers have fallen here as well. So Q is able to hold, and he's also able to secure this expansion right here. Tanks are also nicely guarded here, and we do see some missile turrets getting added, but yeah, Scarlett having more and more of those bases, so her game looks really good, and those Vipers will of course be able to counter the tanks. However, Scarlett has to hurry up. Another attack by Q, and this time he's in a great position, sniping more and more of those drones. Scarlett a little bit late to defend here, and the hatchery might get sniped, and Q is just going to pull out here, but no, it's actually just moving forward. Some medivacs get harpooned back, but in the end a great force is still being left alive, so Q could be able to snipe the hatchery right here. He might even snipe some evolution chambers, and yeah, that's exactly what he's doing, picking up those units. And this is very great strategy by Q, just abusing the medivacs here, moving forward, sniping building after building, losing of course some units, but in the end 2 hatcheries have been sniped. Those medivacs will be intercepted, however, no. And now 1 medivac, even 2 have been sniped, but still some medivacs are being left alive here, and Scarlett has no units here to defend. So once again Q, with a nice cat and mouse gameplay here, is able to snipe just a couple of buildings. I believe he could even stand his ground and fight those units. So yeah, Scarlett in a difficult situation. She might be able to clean this up in the end, but yeah, she did lose 2 hatcheries, so quite a nice, I believe 1 hatchery has already been depleted, so that's not such a big loss, but still the Hydralisk Den has been sniped. And interesting enough, she's rebuilding this 1 hatchery right here. I believe it's just for the gas. And yeah, let's see what's Q going to be doing. A good attack by him, which also has enabled his 2 expansions to flourish here, and this expansion right here a little bit not that well guarded, so Q finally reacting with a turret, but just a couple of Zerglings, also Banelings could just roll here forward and inflict massive amounts of damage. At the same time we do see Q move out. He's going towards the newly established base from Scarlett, so Scarlett knows this of course. She has some units guarded here, but Q is closing more and more forward. There are 3 siege tanks in the back. Q almost getting maxed out. Let's see what's going to happen here. Siege tanks are nicely, slowly but steadily sieging up. At the same time we see a counter attack here by Scarlett. She will be able to kill this, but her newly established base is pretty much under siege, so Q has to make up his mind. Once again we're going for a base trade scenario, just like in game number 1. Some roaches are getting produced, Lurkers are getting sniped. Q is losing more and more of that HP, but he's being able to inflict massive amounts of damage. At the same time we do see Scarlett react, heading straight towards the base, sniping it, and also hurrying up here, going for the next bases. But there are some units here for Q to defend, and he's nicely microing them back and forward. So Scarlett is being pushed back. At the same time, Q is now moving forward with his tanks. Lots and lots of damage being taken here by both players, but in the end Scarlett is being pushed back, so Q is being able to snap 2 newly established bases from Scarlett, and so many workers have also fallen here for Scarlett. And Scarlett is coming back with some lurkers to inflict splash damage. All of those units are really low into HP, so she could be able to take them out with the lurkers. In the end, finally this is going to get cleared, but damage has already been done, and still Q tries to go for more and more kills into this location. So look at that, Scarlett dropping to 42 workers, and Q all of a sudden having more of a supply versus the opponent versus from Scarlett, as he's also taking out the gas here. So let's see what's going to happen. He did lose indeed the expansion right here, but immediately reacted with a new expansion into this location. Now in comes Scarlett with her Vipers in the front, with the Roaches going for the newly established base as well, forcing a liftoff. Q reacting immediately with a counter attack, so we're once again heading for a base raid scenario. Scarlett has to come back, she has to defend this location right here. There is a lurker defending, but in the end Q is going to look for a good position for his tanks, and he might even try to engage. He's actually stimming up here, snapping the Vipers, very important takeouts, and at the same time lots and lots of kiting back and forward to avoid the lurkers. So a good position here for Q. Nice upgrade bio versus the units from Scarlett, and yeah, in the end I believe he will be pushed back, but he's just sniping unit after unit. So nice job here by Q. And at the same time we see another army here on standby to attack the other position here for Scarlett. So yeah, Q with a much better game right now. I believe he's going to try to allow this hatchery to finish. No, he just pretty much snaps in, and a bad timing here for the drones from Scarlett, as they're pretty much getting killed. 9 drones have been sniped, and at the same time let's see what's going to happen. So Scarlett losing 2 bases, almost losing the 3rd base here as well. Q with a much better game, but how can he react against so many lurkers on the ground? Those lurkers will be great versus the bio on the ground. Yeah, not that much mobile, just like the bio, but yeah, in the end still a good decision. Let's see if Scarlett is going to pretty much commit here forward. She still has so many lurkers, so many units, and she's going for the base here, and we have great blinding clouds, and Q once again is GGing out. So Scarlett taking game number 2 here as well. So nice stuff by her. Very great game. This time she decided to go for lurkers instead of Ultralisk on the ground, and I believe at one point Q was ahead, but in the end Scarlett coming back, and the lurkers this time proved to be a great decision by her into inflicting splash damage towards the bio from Q. So a great game here by Scarlett. Congratulations for her. 2-0 for her. I see you guys in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.